smoking?
I'm smoking Tom Elting's smoking mixture again.
Ah.
It's really good. Thank you, Tom.
Mm-hmm. What am I smoking? Is that Oriental thing?
Robert McConnell, the original Oriental pipe tobacco.
That's right. Very good.
Orientals in Virginia. Made in Germany.
Germany. Yeah, I really like Virginias and Orientals a lot. What are we not drinking yet?
Hot Mouth. Here you go. Double IPA.
Oh, that's dark for a double IPA.
Ooh, promising.
It's not a
Oh,
bad
that's
thing.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
There's actually quite a bit of malt.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna say, there seems.
This is another beer brewed in Michigan that we can't get here in California. So, once again, thank you, Mr. Elder, for this lovely treat.
This is good beer.
Mm-hmm. It really is. This is, I mean, I could drink a lot more of this and become very, very sleepy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad it's stuck in Michigan. I'm just kidding. I wish we had it here. Little tip for those of you who are out there.
On the golf course.
Tee. Yeah, or anywhere. So there might be a golf tee. Golf tees, I find, are great tampers, especially for smaller bowls, because it has the same concave thing that is with my 8 Deco.
We made a pipe.
We tend to do that.
Yeah, that's
It's kind of our thing.
yeah.
I don't know.
Recently, here you talk about it a little bit.
All right. This is an asymmetrical tomato, as I would say, with a military mount. Yeah, very asymmetrical, but the grain is just stunning.
Really, really nice cross grain. Like really nice.
Yep, we'll show you some photos. So it's asymmetrical, still very bulbous, very tomato profile. It's got kind of a flared shank, and the shank face is also matching the grain, and it's at an angle. And you notice that the saddle matches the angle of the shank face, which goes along with what we're going to be talking about today.
Precisely.
So, if you're curious about this pipe, please contact us via email or phone numbers, etc.
But not Facebook.
Yet, well, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
it might be online by the time this airs, but I doubt it.
I really doubt it.
Yeah, so today we're talking about shaping stems because of this pipe that we've been making over the last forever. This pipe is taking forever. So, this pipe also has an extreme angle on the shank face that we will match with the saddle or flare of the stem.
I think it should just be a saddle.
I think so too. I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yeah. So basically, last week we showed you how to prep the stem with the drilling and the creating the tenon and the correct diameter for the mouthpiece, all that junk. And that kind of goes as you might expect. You create the correct outer dimensions on the lathe, and you create the tenon for the correct fit and all that stuff, and you create the funneled airway.
Then you've got a rod stuck in a stummel that you can smoke as is, like a cigar in your mouth. But not recommended.
But what happens now is part of what makes Artisan pipes better. Crafting a comfortable mouthpiece is a very difficult skill to master. But we've mastered it.
It took us.
I think.
I agree. It took us, you know, what, 2 years and a lot of criticism and a lot of work.
A lot of
focusing.
criticism.
I mean, we spent a year focusing just on the button, just on the piece that goes into your mouth, because it's the most intimate part of smoking a pipe. It's the one part that you always experience with it. You can hold it any way you want, but it's always when it's in your mouth. The mouthpiece is very important. So, shaping.
Yeah. So
it's just like a stummel. You go through the through the shaping wheel. At least that's the way we do it. To do the prep shaping, to get a lot of the material off, because you'll just kill your arm filing from a rod. It's just silly. But so you get it roughly into shape without going too far and ruining the button, or going too thin so that the airway, you know, when you buff it, it bubbles because it's too thin. There are a lot of things you gotta watch out for.
Once it's off the wheel, though, and it's roughly into shape, then we'll take it and file it. We'll take a rough file to refine the shape even further, and then we'll take a finer file to really dial
the shape in.
Yeah, dial the shape in. And then we'll take a scraper just to get out some of the file marks. And creating a custom saddle for something like this and creating it so it looks really nice is difficult. It's not very time consuming once you know how to do it, but it is difficult.
There's a lot of room for error.
Or you mean not very much room for error?
Whatever. There's a lot of ways that you could screw up.
Right. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, and so this week we're going to show you all the stuff up to the sanding.
Up to the finish work. So that way the stem and the stummel are together and ready to be finished, which is its own thing.
Right.
And you don't have to do that with every pipe, especially if it's a military mount. Oftentimes you want to finish the stummel.
Right. Which we could do with this one.
Which we could do, but we don't want to. So, because we want you to see it come together.
Yeah.
We can have a vision of what it'll look like and do different steps in different orders sometimes, but we want you to see the process and see what we see in it coming to fruition. So we've had quite a few comments of people wishing these episodes were longer. We haven't heard anyone complain about them being too long. If some people feel that they are too long, I'd be curious to know. But we're trying to just let them ramble and not try and cut them too much.
But we don't want you to get bored.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
I mean, in most of the statistics that I know of, this is good beer. Most people only watch the first 3 minutes of any given video. Which is why we are really boring in the first 3 minutes, so we can just weed out the people who don't know anything. No. So I'm just curious about everyone who's watching these, what you guys want.
Please give us your feedback, even if we don't comment back or reply to you.
We do.
We do see it.
Yeah. If you want, you can go to our website, jnjpipes.com, and there's a Connect page that has a list of all of our retailers and a list of our phone numbers and email and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all of the ways that you can connect with us. So feel free to do so at your leisure. I forgot I stamped this pipe.
All right.
I can't say that word.
We will see you next week for some more STEM work.
Woo!
Ciao.